Now I want to talk about matrices and linear transformation. Yeah. So we have talked about linear transformation which are induced by matrices. Yeah. And we have talked about the rank nullity theorem for a linear transformation. Now we want to associate a matrix with respect of a linear transformation. Essentially, we want to show that all linear transformations, they are induced by certain matrices. Okay. So study of matrices will be therefore a special case of study of linear transformations. The reason is that matrices become too complicated. Yeah. And many times their qualitative study reduces to qualitative study of linear transformations where we don't carry so much data with us. Yeah. So to understand matrices, sometimes we just take the linear transformation induced by them, invoke some nice results for linear transformation, and get the same results for matrices. Okay. So we want to associate a matrix to a linear transformation. And this we do by assuming that two vector spaces V and W are finite dimensional. We fix a basis of domain space and a basis of codomain space. And we have a linear transformation from V to W. So only thing I am assuming is that V and W are finite dimensional. T is a linear transformation. I fix a ordered basis of both these vector spaces, and out of T I want to extract a matrix. Okay, the matrix will have all the information about this linear transformation. Okay, it will have all the information. So computation with linear transformation can be reduced to computing with matrices. Okay, that is the purpose. So how do we associate a matrix to a linear transformation? Okay, so I fix a basis E of V, fix a basis F of W. The purpose is to introduce coordinates in V and W. V and W are abstract vector spaces, but once I have an ordered basis, I can set up a coordinate system. Okay, I described how to set up a coordinate system in a vector space. So we fix a ordered basis of V and ordered basis of W so that any vector will have coordinates with respect to those bases. Yeah. So we define a matrix once we have fixed these bases E and F. So matrix of T when basis E is of the domain V and the subscript F means it is the basis of W. Okay. So this is the matrix of T with respect to the ordered basis E and F. Okay. And how is this matrix defined? It is just defined like the transition matrix. Yeah. So we operate T on basis vector in E. V1 is the first basis vector in the ordered basis E. Operate T on this and then take the coordinate vector of TV1 with respect to this ordered basis F of W. So V has a basis and W has a basis. I take a vector in V, okay, and take its image in W, and then take the coordinate vector of TW with respect to F. So I do it on V1, do it on the basis vectors of the domain space, take the coordinate vectors of their images, and that is called the matrix of the linear transformation. Okay, so any computation can be done with T can be done with this matrix also. Okay, so I'll repeat what is the matrix of linear transformation. So operate T on ordered basis of V, take the coordinate vectors of TV1, TV2, TVN with respect to the ordered basis of W, and that is the matrix of T when we have fixed E and F as the basis of domain and codomain. Yeah. Now let's see that this is a generalization of what we did with matrices. Any matrix gives rise to a linear transformation. Okay, so take a n by n matrix over the field of scalars, and this gives rise to a linear transformation TAV equal to A times V. Okay, now I can ask what is the matrix of TA? Okay, the answer is matrix of TA is A. We get back the matrix. So start with the matrix, take the induced linear transformation, but then this linear transformation, if I fix standard basis of E of V and standard basis of Fn, then ordered basis of and F to be the ordered basis of Fn and Fm respectively, then the matrix of TA with respect to E and F is A itself. Okay, just apply the definition. Yeah. So how to find the matrix of TA? Well, operate TA on E1 up to En. So TA ER. Okay. What is TA EI? It is equal to AEI, and AI is the ith column. Ith column. Okay, which we are writing as AI. So therefore, the matrix, this matrix is nothing but A1, A2, AN, and that is equal to A. Okay, so we start with the matrix, take the induced linear transformation, and then the induced linear transformation give rise to a matrix once I have this standard basis E and F, and then this we get back the matrix. Okay, yeah. So let us look at all the linear transformations from V to W. There can be all kinds of linear transformation between one vector space and W, and look at the set of all linear transformations, yeah, from V to W. And if I have two linear transformation and C is a scalar, then I can add these linear transformations just as I add functions. Yeah, in calculus we add functions. So you can add linear transformation acting on x equal to Sx plus Tx. You can take scalar multiple of a linear transformation. CES is a linear transformation which takes x to C times Sx. Okay, so I have introduced two operations in this space LVW of all linear transformation, addition and scalar multiplication. And you can go back to definition of vector space and show that LVW is a vector space. Yeah, you can satisfy, you can check the axioms and show that these two operations convert the set of all linear transformation itself into a vector space. Okay, so if we fix ordered basis E and F of V and W respectively, then I take any two linear transformations, yeah, then the matrix of S plus T will be the sum of matrix of S and T. Okay, and then matrix of CS will be C times the matrix of S. Just apply the definition of matrix, and matrix of two linear transformations are equal if and only if the two linear transformations are equal. Okay, proof is left as an exercise. So what is going on? Yeah, what is going on? We have LVW, okay, by these two operations is a vector space. From LVW, I take any linear transformation and associate its matrix. Associate its matrix with respect to ordered basis E and F. Okay, so T mapping to this matrix. This is so if V and W are finite dimensional, then suppose that V is n dimensional and W is m dimensional, then this is a matrix. This is an m by n matrix. Okay, this is an m by n matrix. So what we are doing is we have set up a linear transformation from LVW to Fm cross n. So it takes T to this matrix of T. This is my linear transformation. Okay, let's call this linear transformation by F. So F takes a linear transformation to its matrix. Okay, and this is these properties are simply saying that F is a linear transformation. F is a linear transformation. Okay, and you can easily check that the null space of F is 0, and the image of F is the whole space. Okay, image of F is whole space. Now the matrices, m by n matrices together, they form a vector space of dimension m times n. This we have seen before, that m by n matrices over a field of scalars F, they form a vector space of dimension m times n. Okay, and this map which sends a linear transformation to its matrix is a 1-to-1 onto linear transformation. The image is the entire codomain. So the rank of F is m times n, right? And now you can easily check that the null space of this linear transformation is 0. Okay, there will be an exercise in tutorial sheet that this says that F is 1-to-1 and F is onto. and one-to-one onto linear transformation will be called an isomorphism. So I have this vector space LVW and the vector space of all m by n matrices. These two vector spaces are one and the same. Their dimension is m times n. Okay, so I have proved that the vector space of all linear transformations from V to W, if V is n dimensional and W is m dimensional, this vector space has dimension m times n, the product of the dimensions of V and W, and the isomorphism connecting these two vector spaces is the isomorphism which takes a linear transformation to its matrix. Okay, yeah, this is a little abstract, but the purpose is that all linear transformations can be faithfully studied by operating with their matrices. Okay, the vector space of all linear transformations is isomorphic to the vector space of matrices. So computations with linear transformation can be carried out by converting them into their matrices. Okay, yeah. So let's take two vector spaces dimension n m, and let take T from V to W be linear transformation. Fix a ordered basis of V and ordered basis of W. Yeah. Then the coordinate vector of TV can be determined from coordinate vector of V using the matrix of the linear transformation. Okay. That is the purpose, that the matrix of the linear transformation will give me coordinate vectors of images. So T is from one abstract vector space to another abstract vector space. Yeah, it's from one vector space to another vector space. I'm assuming that this vector space, these vector spaces are finite dimensional. Okay. These vector spaces are finite dimensional of dimension n and m. Okay, and we associated a matrix to this linear transformation, and we take that matrix, operate it on coordinate vectors of input vectors, and I will get coordinate vectors of output vectors. This is the coordinate vector of output vector TV. The input vector is V. So to determine the coordinates of output, I operate the matrix of the linear transformation on the coordinate vector of input vector. Okay, so let's prove that. So VE, okay, matrix of T operating on the coordinate vector of V. So write the coordinate vector of V is a column vector. This is a column vector in Fn. Yeah, and so that means that V is equal to A1 V1 plus A2 V2 plus AN Vn. Okay, where AI is uniquely determined. I want to write the coordinate vector of TV with respect to F. So TV is equal to A1 TV1, A2 TV2, AN TVN, because T is a linear transformation. Just apply T on this equation. Okay, apply T on this equation. So therefore coordinate vector of TV with respect to F is coordinate vector of this linear combination of TVIs. But taking coordinate vector distributes over linear combinations. So this is equal to A1 times coordinate vector of TV1, AN times coordinate vector of TVN with respect to the basis F. But this is a linear combination of the column vectors of matrix of T. Okay, this is the matrix of T, operate on A1 up to AN, this column vector, and that is what we wanted to prove. So I'll paraphrase it once again for you, that I have a finite dimensional vector spaces V and W. I have a linear transformation. Yeah, I want to determine the coordinate vectors of the image vectors of T. To do that, I apply the matrix of T to the coordinate vectors of domain space, the vectors in the domain space. When I do that, I get the coordinate vector of image. Okay, so matrix of T with respect to E and E and F operating on coordinate vector of the input vectors gives me coordinate vector of the output vector. Okay. All right. So now let's look at how the matrices and compositions behave themselves. So take two linear transformations, one from U to V, another from V to W. Yeah. So we have three linear vector spaces U, V, and W. I have one linear transformation here, T from U to V, and S from V to W. I can compose them. Yeah, I can compose them. So the composition is T composed with S. So I get another linear transformation from U to W. Okay, and I fix basis. Fix a basis of E, fix a basis of V, F, fix a basis of W. So these are three ordered bases of V and W. I have three vector spaces. I have two linear transformations, and I can then write the matrices. So the composition of S with T is a linear map from U to W. Yeah, U to W. Okay, and this matrix is the product of the matrices of S and T. Okay, so the composition of maps is already known to us, how to compose maps. And we understood how to write matrix of a linear transformation. Composition of two linear maps is a linear map. So SOT is a linear map from U to V, and I can construct this matrix of SOT with respect to basis E and G, and this matrix is the product of the matrix of S and T. So matrix of composition is actually product of the matrices of the linear transformation. So this is the reason why product of matrices is defined the way, it's a product of two matrices was not defined like dot product, right? It is not component wise. It is to get the ijth entry of the product, I take ith row of the matrix on the left and multiply it with the jth column of the matrix on the right. I get ijth entry, and that looked very strange. But the reason for that is precisely this identity, that the matrix of composition is a product of matrices. So you will discover product of matrices if you start writing the matrix of composition by this. So let us prove this fact. Yeah. So what am I trying to do? I will construct these two matrices, take their product, and show that it is the matrix of composition. So we fix basis E of U. Yeah. Then how to find jth column of a matrix of a linear map. Yeah. To find the jth column, I apply the linear map on jth basis vector of the domain space and find its coordinates with respect to the basis of the codomain. Yeah, so SOT is the linear transformation. I want to find its matrix with respect to basis E and G, right? So operate SOD on the basis vectors in E. The basis vectors in E are UJs, and this matrix will be the jth column of this matrix is SOT acting on jth basis vector and then take the coordinate vector with respect to G. But SOT UJ is S operating on T UJ G. Okay, so this is the coordinate with respect to the basis G when I'm applying S to TUJ. Okay, but now jth column of the product, we know how to write jth column. Jth column of A times B, jth column of A times B is simply A times jth column of B, right? So jth column of product of these two matrices is matrix of S operating on jth column of MEFT. I know what is the jth column of MEFT. Yeah, operate T on jth basis vector in E, take the coordinate vector with respect to F. Yeah, apply T on jth basis vector in E and take coordinate vector F and then multiply by this. But what is this? This is a coordinate vector of a vector with respect to F. I'm applying MFGS. Okay, that is simply operating S on this and taking the basis, the coordinate vector with respect to G. So that proves this fact. Okay. So if your definitions are understood, this is a triviality to prove that the matrix of composition is product of matrices. Of those, once I have fixed the ordered basis of those three vector spaces, I can compose the linear transformation, find the matrix of the composition. That matrix is the product of the individual linear transformation in the same order. Yeah, order matters here. I'm writing SOT, so S comes first and T comes next.